Finished talking a defeat of France by French in 1871, and Paris Commune were already found the political balance within the former nation being a part of until 1871, and the death of Leon Gambetta in 1882 killed any chance for real political consensus in the country. Now we will move to on the so-called Professor Fitzgerald how far polarization had gone to the country. On October 15, in 1894, Alfred Dreyfus, a captain on the French General Staff, was praised and released and after some years was found guilty at a secret military full of legal irregularity. A few days later, January 5th, 1895, he was deprived his rank and sent to life. The comments primarily on documents found in the waste paper basket on the German military attaché. The acrimony aroused the case largely considered due to anti-Semitism, which is often reactionary and anti-republican feeling. Aristocratic, Catholic, and monarchists are officers of the French General Staff. French General Staff. なTherefore, his followers were easily convinced to incriminate him naturally, as the reason went, if there was a traitor among them, it could only be Dreyfus. So even though he was family, by the way, he came from a wealthy artisan family. In any case, even though his family, especially his brother Matthew, made every effort to attain a new trial, and some journalists came to Dreyfus while when no one could make any headway. Well, in the following year, the counter-intelligence section in the French General Staff received a new chief, Colonel George Pacal. This Colonel Pacal intelligence service noticed that the removal of Dreyfus had not ended the leakage of military secrets. He also became aware the handwriting in incriminating document was similar to that of an as a member of called Hestage. On top of the Hestage happened to be continual financial difficulties abroad second the state. As we will see, Packard is a real hero of our story here. Well, when Packard insisted perceiving against Hestage, nobody in the general office are willing to listen to him, were summarily transferred to Paris to juniors in Africa. But before leaving Paris, he confidentially informed several people of Hestage, including the vice president of the Senate. Shortly thereafter, the pro and anti-Dreyfus. The pro-Dreyfus called Dreyfus were Jewish Protestants and critical and liberals, and among them were the novelist Anatole France Émile Zola and George Clemenceau, the liberal politician, journalist, and later premier. Interestingly enough, the socialists were reluctant to shoot Dreyfus because the social leaders doubted that the hearings of workers pursue the protection of their own interests in the cause of the Jewish officer. On the other hand, were the anti-Dreyfus were Catholics, communists, veterans of 87 Lebanon, frustrated nationalists, and many rural elements. Of course, there were money involved the whole thing too, as you may suspect. In particular, what further fueled hostility is the 18 failure of Roman Catholic banking firm, which is a Jewish rival, including Rothschild, whose superior research in turbulence was framed. In the queer once in a while, all the agitation from the French read out the trial of Hestage, and long before he was acquitted. And here is the hero again. Pacal, one as an Hestage, was arrested and imprisoned. But rest assured, not all in vain. All of the procedure provoked one of the great political j'accuse, which means I accuse. In this open letter addressed to the President of the Republic, published in 1819 in Clemenceau's newspaper, Emile Zola stated the army leaders briefly and so simply. He singled the representative by name and devoted each child a single paragraph beginning J'accuse. Rightly reflecting he too would be condemned, Zola fled to London, where he continued to fight. Under these circumstances, the highest court appealed satisfactory condemnation of Dreyfus as a new trial date set on June 22nd, 1899. Disavowed and confronted Dreyfus' guilt at the same time, pardoned him by conceding him extenuating circumstances. Still, in September that year, Dreyfus accepted the pardon from the French and France. His immediate release, although his info touched the admission of the guilt. As a matter of fact, he took 7 more years until 1906 before Dreyfus was finally exonerated of the charges and readmitted to Germany. Incidentally, afterward, he fought at the Western Front during World War I. All this is a thing of the past, however. The factions were. As a result of Jaffe, the political right acquired ideology and the left received a new sense of direction. Liberals played an important role prompting liberal legislation such as the 1905 Act separating the church and the state. The anti-Dreyfus has, on the other hand, remained a poor conviction and during the present time as well. Even now, his statutes and morals are occasionally vandalized by far-right activists. Most importantly, the Dreyfus affair symbolic a whole series of unanswered questions of French society: republic, monarchy, Catholic or secular, liberal or authoritarian. This issue remained unsolved not just in World War I, but also during World War II, when, under Nazi auspices, the ghost of the anti-Dreyfus movement was raised from the dead and placed in power. What is this resurrected ghost? Anyone? Yes. The Vichy government? Precisely. As you must know from reading the whole article, this which is rating as a right-wing Vichy regime was constantly most of anti-Dreyfus with their descendants. The most remain the same as the crusade. Well, that's why what isn't it for well, this is a good anecdote to segue British reaction to the whole incident. Before we wrap up today, I'd like to touch on the affair influence across the channel. Now